headliner. I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everyone's doing well out there today, and welcome to the Week 3 Tailgate Show. That's right, we've almost made it through another entire week of content here in fantasy football, but now it's time to kick back, relax a little bit, kick off your shoes, and let's head into the weekend and watch some football. Now we're going to do some end-of-the-week news here in this show. Got the Pristine auction mystery items right behind me. We'll do some show us your teams, a weather update, and then we're going to head into the weekend and enjoy another week of some NFL football. But let's go ahead and start first here with some end-of-the-week news. And first thing up is Taylor Lewan, offensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. He will not be active this week, and that's a big loss on the offensive line. I'm not totally off on Derrick Henry now, but that is a big piece of the offensive line that they will be without. Christian McCaffrey was on the injury report earlier on in the week, and everybody just starts freaking out. He even came out and said, listen, I don't even know if I can go to the bathroom anymore without being put on the injury report. He's good to go, though. He should be in your lineups, no issues. Let's talk about the George Pickens catch for a second. Can we do that? I saw people all over social media going, hey, what was better, the Pickens catch or the Odell catch? Don't forget about that rookie year Odell Beckham with that crazy over-the-head catch, one-handed. But I'm going to go on record here and say something. And this may not be popular opinion, but the difficulty level of George Pickens has to be higher than what we saw with Odell. I'm not taking anything away from the Odell Beckham catch. One of the greatest catches I've ever seen. But what George Pickens just did last night, good Lord. The body control, the way he found the football, the way he grabbed it with one hand, the way the ball never even moved over the shoulder. I think I got to put George Pickens in spot number one. Nothing against Odell. Great catch. But George Pickens, that was ridiculous just last night. How about them coming out and saying, hey, you know what? We're still committed to Mitchell Trubisky. Listen, I'm not a huge Kenny Pickett fan, but he's got to be better than Mitch at this point. Mitchy Biscuit's out there just totally handcuffing this offense altogether. It sounds like they're going to continue to stick with him, but you just lost to the Browns, who started Jacoby Brissett. I don't know if that's going to last too much longer in Pittsburgh. If they continue to lose games, look for Kenny Smallhands here in the very near future. Lamar Jackson, people were worried about him earlier on in the week. He should be good to go. He's been cleared. Michael Pittman, also cleared, ready to go. James Conner is a game-time decision. And this is what worries me with James Conner, that he's active, but he's not fully active for a full set of snaps, and then we still get a split between James Conner, Darrell Williams, and Eno Benjamin, and really none of them have a super high ceiling because they're all splitting touches at this point. I'm pretty worried if I have to start James Conner and would prefer not to. Cole Beasley. A case of the Beasles in Tampa Bay could be happening this weekend, because they really don't have a whole lot of options, right? No Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, even Russell Gage is dealing with a hamstring injury, so not a whole lot of people to catch balls in Tampa Bay. Be on the lookout for maybe some Cole Beasley this weekend, who was just signed to the practice squad this week. Devin Duvernay of the Baltimore Ravens, he should be cleared, good to go. Some end-of-the-week scares with Rashad Bateman. That was just a missed practice due to a personal reason. Shouldn't be any reason to keep him out of the game. He should be good to go as well. But that's the bulk of the main news that we haven't already covered either earlier in the week or even earlier today in the injury video that the doc dropped. If you haven't checked that one out yet, make sure you do. It's already up on the channel. But how about we take a couple items out of this Pristine box right here and see what we're having as giveaways here for week 3. Now, just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, you need to head over to pristineauction.com and use the referral code Headliners when you sign up for a free account. It doesn't cost you anything. Us sending traffic to their site, you guys finding items that at whatever time maybe you want to add to your collection is what is allowing us to get all of these items every single week to give away. So do me a favor, head over there, set up that free account, costs you nothing. Just use referral code Headliners. They'll even put a $10 credit into your account for whenever you decide to purchase something, whenever that may be. You'll get $10 off of it. So it's a great deal. Like I said, costs you absolutely nothing. But now let's see, what should we give away? Now, I'm trying to keep it fresh, right? We did so many jerseys to start the year. Last week was a football and a helmet. This week, let's see what we got. Let's go. I'm going to do this one first. Now, this guy is somebody who's gotten a lot of hate. Now all of a sudden he's back in the love list of everybody. Performed pretty well the first few weeks of the season, is definitely somebody who is very efficient right now. And I know we probably have some fans of the Chiefs. How about something that we haven't given away here in a long time? How about a signed cleat by CEH? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, autographed Nike cleat. This is an actual cleat. Like, this isn't some piece of plastic that he signed. Like, this is the real shoe. It's even got the shoe stuffing. And I'll leave the shoe stuffing inside. Maybe I'll even take one of my business cards and I'll sign it and I'll put it inside here as well. This is a sweet item right here. A lot of people got jerseys and stuff like that. Not everybody's got shoes, right? So let's give away a signed CEH cleat. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you're interested, and make sure you tune into our live stream tomorrow night when we actually announce the winner. So make sure you head in for that. And then how about we do something else that we haven't given away before? Let's talk about what's in this bubble wrap right here. How about a signed photo of one of the guys that helped build this channel? There is a reason that we always say that we're about that Chubb life. How about a signed photo of Nick Chubb? Now, I could take off the bubble wrap so you can see it. You got right here a signed 11x14 Nick Chubb. The signature down here in the, I don't know if the camera will pick it up with the lighting. It's right here. It's signed with a little Nick Chubb plaque. This right here, something sweet to hang on your wall. I'm going to keep it bubble wrapped though, so to make sure we keep it protected during shipping. Two awesome items. Thank you so much once again to our friends at Pristine Auction for allowing us to give this stuff away to the community. We're giving all this stuff away. We're not just stocking up our house. We're giving it all away to you guys. They ship it to us, we give it away, and we're having a great time doing it. So leave those comments down below, hit that like button, and make sure you tune into our live streams. We're going to be announcing some of the winners here for these items. I mean, this is some good stuff. But setting up those accounts is what's really allowing us to do this. So code word headliners. Sign up for a free account there on Pristine Auction. Link down below in the description. Now, this is typically where I toss it to Tater and have him do the weather. But it's week 3, and Tater's already taken a damn vacation. The guy has done technically 2 weather reports and critiqued my cooking last week. And he's already on vacation again. Now, he did luck out because as of right now, there's no major weather concerns in the NFL. There's a few games with a small chance of rain, but at the time of this recording, nobody higher than a 13% chance of rain. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We'll talk about it during our live shows on Saturday and Sunday as well. If anything changes for the worse, we'll make sure we keep you updated. And then everybody, wish Tater a happy vacation down below in the comment section. I mean, at least one of us gets a vacation around here, right? But anyway, not a whole lot for weather, but what we do have this week is some great submissions for Show Us Your Teams. And here we go, Ethan, it's week 3. It's time for people to show us their teams, and we got some good submissions. We got some great submissions here this week. One person who followed the rules, but we like to break rules around here, Ethan, so that's okay. We'll give him a quick shout out there at the end, though. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Why waste any? Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Should we just dive right in?
No, just dive right in, Jake.
Just diving in head first. Here we go. How about we start off right off the bat with Chief Lots of Dough from Tim Boykin. And it looks like he's got a framed picture of Jay-Z with his team written in there. I guess we're not looking for any team or any certain individuals on this team. There's nobody in his team name. Maybe a Chief needs to be in here.
Maybe.
I mean, I see Juju on the bench, so I guess right off the bat, we won't dock him any points for that. But let's go ahead and go through the team and the overall presentation here, Ethan. So first off, we got Joe Burrow, with Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Swift, Higgins and Curtis Samuel, TJ Hawkinson, Deontay Johnson, the Bucks and Nick Folk, and then on the bench, James Conner, Breece Hall, Chris Godwin, Juju, Alexander Madison, and Jarvis Landry. He does have one extra bench spot right now, and he's got Dak Prescott on his IR. What are you thinking?
I think the team's solid. Probably a little disappointed with Kamara the first 2 weeks. I do think he's going to most likely play this week. It's kind of a tricky injury, but I'll talk about that, in the injury show. But I think that overall the team's solid.
I mean, it is. There's not too many holes here. He's got plenty of options on the bench. I love the depth with Connor and Hall. Alexander Madison, not a huge fan of holding on to Madison, being that he doesn't have Dalvin Cook, kind of just hanging out right there for no apparent reason on his bench. I get why, though. I don't know who's available on the waiver wire. I don't know how many teams are in this league. What do you think about the Jay-Z picture?
Yeah, I don't really understand it.
How does it fit to football?
Out.
Do you know? I mean, I don't really know how it ties. I guess it's just lots of dough, and he's got lots of dough.
I mean, I would take some of that.
I would gladly, if they want to hand some over. I mean, I would gladly take some dough from Chief Lots of dough. But overall, solid team. Give it a score, Ethan.
I'm going to go with the B. Dealing with some just bad injury luck right now. I think that will end up shaking out to be okay. Good depth on the bench. I personally don't like leaving bench spots open. Grab somebody. There has to be somebody that could potentially become something down the road that you could be stashing on the bench. So I guess I would say a B. I mean, it's good, but it needs a little bit of help from the injury perspective to be great.
Yeah, a solid B is understandable. I can get on board with the B. Definitely got to fill that bench spot, though. I mean, anybody, a rookie, somebody who has some potential coming up, you never know. And the last thing you want to do is have to put in a waiver claim for somebody after the fact. Burn your waiver priority just to fill a bench spot. So get somebody in there now that waivers have cleared. Absolutely. All right, next up, we have Mike Suarez Jr. Now, Mike was chosen for a couple reasons. Right off the bat, I have no idea what it says after 1-1. It looks like straw kiwi.
I think it's Strock, or it could be streak.
Oh, is it streak? Like he's won one in a row? Is it a streak if you've only won one, though?
Yeah. I mean, there's only been 2 games. So he's 1-1. He's on a streak.
Of one.
Streaking of one. But he's going to turn it into more. I feel.
Why do you feel that there's a table drawn here? Like, what is in this right section here that has nothing in it? Do you think that's like use your imagination section?
Yeah, this looks like one of those classic. I thought I had something going here, but then I didn't. Better make it more organized. I'm going to draw a little table. And then he realized he put Headliner Nation at the bottom, which is right in the middle of the page. So he couldn't finish his table at the bottom. Lot going on here. It does look to be in pretty good order, though. I mean, he's neat. Did struggle a little bit at the top, putting his E and A's next to so close to
struggling with the E's and the A's.
The E and the A is just really even in Beast. I think it's the Beast, but it could be.
It's like the B is almost eating the E.
Yeah,
or giving birth to it.
Yeah, hard to say. It's very confusing. Apparently, those 2 letters next to each other really throws him off, though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's look at the actual team now. We got Kyler Murray, Leonard Fournette, and Jonathan Taylor. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Oh, yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra. Okay, now I'm going 6 to midnight.
It's getting hot.
We got TJ Hawkinson, which is enough to make it drop down to about 3. Then we got T. Higgins, Daniel Carlson, the Eagles. On the bench, Jared Goff, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson, and Russell Gage. This team is overall pretty freaking stacked. I think he's heavy Lions here. We got Amon-Ra, TJ Hawkinson, and Jared Goff on the bench. Now, I get it, Doc. The Lions are looking a lot better.
They're scoring points.
They're putting points up, but I mean, this is a little heavy on the Lions for me. But when you look at the overall roster construction, I really don't mind it. I mean, he's got depth everywhere. Hall and Etienne on his bench for running back depth, where he's already got Fournette and Taylor. He's got Higgins in his flex, but he still has Davis, Dotson, and Gage on the bench. Overall, super solid. I actually really, really like this team, and he's been putting up some points for sure.
And here's the thing, Jake. We've been hearing a lot right now about if you didn't go wide receiver heavy in the first round, that you are going to lose in fantasy this year. Everyone wants to toot their own horn after 2 weeks. But look at this team that he's put together, and I almost guarantee he went Taylor, Fournette, Hill to start this team.
Probably.
And so he's probably picking in the first 2 picks, got Taylor, turned around, got Fournette and Hill on the second, 2-3 turn.
Yep. And
he hit on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And so now this is a team that I think you don't want to play this team. You don't want to be. Nope. I know he's 1-1, but
he is the beast.
He's going to be hurting you, and he's going to have weeks like last week where he's going to really hurt you. And he doesn't
Yes.
even need Jonathan Taylor to have a supernova week. If those 3-4 guys can all, and Murray can all kind of have boom at the same time, he's going to beat 99% of fantasy teams.
I mean,
I really like what he's going for.
He could go for a double streak here. I'm looking at maybe another win this week.
Should have another win. I'm hoping.
I'm thinking this streak number. You need to keep us posted here, Mike Suarez on Twitter. Let us know, because we think you're going about to go streaking here. Overall, the grade for this team, Ethan, I can't really give A pluses out. If it was anything better than TJ Hawkinson, I would think about it, but this is a solid A for me, and I have no issues with the beast here other than how he wrote his team name.
Yeah, I think it's a solid A as well. I think this is a team that's competing for titles this year. As long as everybody stays relatively healthy, he's got decent depth on the bench for bye weeks. It's just hard not to like what he's got going here.
All right, next one up. Let's go to Mason Routhier, who Mason's been a longtime viewer of this channel. He's in our Discord. I see him all over the comment section, but I'm getting a little bit worried because it looks like he went to a kindergarten classroom, took a piece of paper out of the garbage can, and turned it into some form of a drawing or a hit list. I don't really know at this point. Apparently, Rachel has done him wrong. He has crossed out that heart, but he does have a show us your teams submission. Headliner Nation, 12-team standard, 10th pick in keeper. Whatever. What the hell is under 10th pick? Defending champ.
Reset.
That's what it is. What I want to know is how come the neatest thing on this page is your Twitter handle?
And I want to know if he loves us so much, Jake, and he does. Mason is a ride or die for me. Okay. Yeah. This guy comments and interacts with me every single post that I make. He is on it. He must have notifications on when we send stuff. He's always
got post noties on. I got you.
Always adding to the conversation. And we love that. That's why we love Headliner Nation. He messed up your Twitter handle, Jake.
Dude added a letter in there.
Dude, it's Mason, tricky. It's tricky.
Mason, that hurts.
But he messed that up. If you go to the Fantasy Headliners, how he has spelled it, you will not find Jake. Well, you might still find Jake, but you will not. That is not correct. That hurts.
That hurts. Jake. That hurts because yours is like super neat.
And mine's correct. It looks good.
We got some like red explosions going on this page.
Yeah, we're having a great time. And then you got Jake, just disappointing.
Yeah, that's not my Twitter handle, Mason, but I will forgive you this time, Mason. I'm sure you'll make it up to me in the comment section of a video. Now, his team name, is that say Nanana Bateman?
No, it's Nana Bateman, like Batman.
Na. Oh, wow.
It's just not enough Nanas.
It's not enough. We need some more Nana. Yeah, that's just Nana. That's just Nanana Bateman.
Nana Bateman.
That's just a little old lady that lives at the end of the street, Ethan. That's Nana. Yeah. That's just Nana Bateman down there.
Nana Bateman.
All right, let's go to the team. Immediately right off the bat, he is pissed off at Russell Wilson. Has already started to smear his name as his quarterback. Yeah. He's got Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, and at least he's got Rashad Bateman, so no negative points there. Got Dalton Schultz, A.J. Dillon, Tony Pollard, Lutz and the Ravens. And on the bench, he's got Henderson, McKenzie, MVS, Claypool, Myers, and Palmer. I can't believe I could read all those names with everything going on here. So overall, this team is pretty freaking stacked, right? He had to deal with the injury last week to Pittman. We know Schultz is dealing with an injury right now, and Russell Wilson hasn't really performed, but overall, Barkley saved him in week 1. Diggs probably saved him in week 2. Bateman has 2 back-to-back big plays in big weeks. You know, A.J. Dillon had a solid week 1. More than likely, he's doing pretty well for himself despite Russell Wilson starting slow. And I still think that Russell, improves here as the season goes. I actually like this team a lot, Ethan.
I think the team is solid. The bench is
not great.
But there's stuff on there. He's got some guys that I like on the bench, some boom bust guys. I like Henderson. If you're going to go, that's his RB5 technically. So I don't hate that. Even Jacoby Myers. He is just an absolute target hog. Nobody wants to talk about him. He was crazy cheap. In a keeper league, I'm not expecting him to have an amazing bench because you're going to have a depleted pool of players in a keeper league. So I think he is really set up to defend that title. He's already the champ. He's going for a 2-peat. sounds like. And I think
Yeah.
he could do it.
I think he could do it too. I'm a little curious what's going on with Rachel, though I'm not going to lie. Overall, this team, I'm going to give it a B plus ish, just because the bench is a little bit weak. If he has any major injuries in the starting lineup, he could start to struggle a little bit. But yeah, overall, super solid squad. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it an A minus. I do think that he's still probably one of the 3 best teams in this league. I don't know what the other teams look like, but defending champ, he's following us. He knows how to win. And I'd give him an A, but he messed up your handle. And
that's another
I don't
reason.
know what Rachel did to you, Mason,
yeah.
but we are sorry here at the Headliners.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So my B to B plus now is a solid B because he has my Twitter handle wrong. All right, let's move on. How about we go to, do you really want to hurts me? And I honestly kind of like the way that font looks. And that's what really stood out to me when I was making these selections. So right off the bat, we know that Jalen Hurts should be on this squad, and he is. So here we have Lorenzo Aguilar's team. We got Jalen Hurts, Joe Mixon, AJ Dillon, AJ Brown. He's got a thing for guys named AJ, apparently.
Double AJs.
Double AJ, going Deebo Samuel, Gerald Everett, T. Higgins. We got Hopkins and the Ravens. And on the bench, we got Jeff Wilson Jr., Tony Pollard, Jamal Williams, Alexander Madison, Samaje Perine, Curtis Samuel, Alan Lazard, James Cook, and Jameis Winston. Because I have the mindset of a 5-year-old, Ethan. I openly admit that. I have a couple questions. And because you are a doctor, I expect answers here. First off, why is everything capitalized on all the names except all the T's are lowercase? Tony Pollard and T. Higgins do not deserve capital T's at the beginning?
I guess not. Strange. I was just noticing that.
It's the first thing I noticed.
The double AJs throws me off too. I don't know if it's just the way it's like Judge, like it's a JJ, AJ, AJ.
Is that like a song or something?
AJ, AJ.
Something like that. I don't know. What about Jamal Williams saying, hey, you know what? We don't really care about that second A in your first name.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one. I can't hold that
too hard.
You're right. I can't hold that against him. But all right, the overall team, what do you think?
I'm going to give him a solid B. I think the bench is a little lackluster. He's solid at running back, but I think I'm not really a huge fan for AJ Dillon to be our RB2. We've seen what can happen if it is, a Jones week in Green Bay. That can hurt you at the RB2 spot. So you're kind of playing that, what's going to happen there. I do think his wide receivers are great. Tight end, Gerald Everett is, playing perfectly fine. We'll see what happens if Donald Parham comes back. T. Higgins is okay. It's kind of the flex option. So he's got a solid starting lineup, but the bench is just okay for me. So you know what? I'm going to give him a B plus because I do like the team name. It's a little fancy, and overall the team is not bad. I just think that there's maybe some work to be done to shore up that bench, especially that RB2 spot.
Yeah, it could be a rough week this week for AJ Dillon. Tough matchup for him going up against Tampa Bay. I'm really not a big fan of having a second quarterback on your bench when you already have a solidified stud number one. So I don't know if I'd hold on to Jameis Winston very much, but Jameis. But I mean, overall, the team is pretty solid. You have some pieces on your bench that I like. Whether they're going to be useful at the time that you need them, that's what we got to really hope for. Tony Pollard, Jeff Wilson, Curtis Samuel, those guys. Maybe James Cook gets a larger role later on the season, along with Alan Lazard. But overall, a solid team. I'm going to give this one a solid B plus. Solid B plus for Lorenzo here. Overall, though, I don't mind that team whatsoever. Let's go to the next one here. And this one, we got some artistic ability coming in hot. Doc.
Oh, yeah.
Bucknado. And here's what I noticed with this one.
I read that wrong.
You did? What'd you think it was?
I thought it was Bernado.
No.
But I see now that it's clearly going for a tornado.
But it's a Bucknado.
Bucks flag.
But does he get a bonus point because his actual Twitter handle is at Bucknado? I mean, he's gone all in on the team name.
Did he name his Twitter after his team or his team after his Twitter?
It's got to be his team after his Twitter, I would think so.
There's no apostrophe though in his Twitter handle. Are you allowed to put apostrophes? I don't know.
I've never tried.
I have no idea. But this is really organized, Jake. He's got a lot going on here, and he even gave us the trades he made.
Oh wow.
Wow.
He's made trades, and you know what else I like? he used this awesome Tampa Bay-ish Buccaneer type font, and he used it for the Headliner Nation hashtag as well.
Yeah, that's looking sharp.
Now, when you're talking about the actual drawing, freaking BA, dude. You absolutely nailed it. I mean, you got the tornado down there with the Buccaneers flag on it. It looks amazing. I couldn't even draw a flag to look that good if I had a stencil. The overall penmanship going on here, next level. I mean, totally organized, like the doc said. So we got Justin Herbert, Cooper Kupp, and AJ Brown. He somehow has Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor, which is something he should maybe clarify down below. Maybe if he doesn't, I expect an answer on Twitter.
Everybody will eviscerate you in the comments that this is not a real team.
Yeah. Also because you have Najee Harris as well.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Bucknado, I feel like we need some explanations because
he's got, well, now hold up. He does have a trade for Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, J.K. Dobbins for Cooper Kupp. That is a lot to give up. And that's still a lot of players. Like, I'm still not totally sure how you ended up with those guys. Looks like he traded Judy for Godwin.
So he traded Judy for Godwin and then included Godwin with Evans and Fournette to get Kupp.
And Dobbins.
And Dobbins was in there as well. And then he gave up Akers, Mooney, and Jamal Williams for Antonio Gibson, Melvin Gordon, and DeAndre Hopkins. And then...
But then did he trade for Darnell Mooney back?
For Claypool and Boyd for Mooney back. But if he did, I don't see Mooney on this roster.
On the team. Interesting.
Okay. Bucknado, you are going to get an A for your overall presentation. But I got questions, my man. I need some clarification. I know YouTube's going to want some clarification, Doc. They're going to want to know, first off, I mean, you're making some big old trades, and it's only going into week 3.
I love that, though. I'll be honest. You got to be active. And if you can get a hold of Cooper, look at his starting lineup. His starting lineup's incredible.
But how did he get Najee at the end of the second?
I don't know. Maybe it's a PPR league, possibly.
I mean, that's my biggest question right here is how did you end up? We clarified Kupp. I get that. But he also had Chris Godwin to start with.
Is it possible?
I mean, not Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette. So he should have had to have been somewhere around there as well. How did you get Najee the last pick of the second round? Or did JT not go first?
Is it possible, Jake, that this is a dynasty league? I mean, they've got a lot of bench spots. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Something's a little fishy about this team. We're going to start with some pointers that I would give. Amon-Ra St. Brown should not be on your bench. I'm hoping you started him in your flex and over Antonio Gibson, especially in PPR leagues. You can't be benching Amon-Ra, dude. That's just not going to fly. So that's 1. 2, did you intentionally put Cleveland streamer as a possible
Cleveland streamer
reference going on there? Like
I could give a half-point bonus for that.
But he didn't. And he could have said Browns, but he didn't. So
there's a lot going on here, Ethan.
A lot of stuff to go through, Jake. Just so much stuff. I like the trading. It looks like, my opinion, he won most of the trades.
I agree with that.
Wouldn't have traded for Chris Godwin, but he traded him away to get Cooper Kupp. So you got to do what you got to do. I'm not a Cam Akers guy. Darnell Mooney's not doing anything for you right now. So that's fine. And DeAndre Hopkins probably will later. Antonio Gibson, I mean, he's going to be solid at least for the start. You've got Brian Robinson Jr. on your IR. So this is a good team, but we got some questions on how we got here.
Yeah. Troy Green. I need some answers. Troy, hit me up on Twitter. Go back to this post and just help me understand how on earth did you get all of these players? Maybe post a picture of your draft board if you have it. I don't know. Whatever it is. We're not calling you out on it, Troy, but we're kind of just saying, dude, how did you?
Suspicion.
It's either a keeper league, it's a dynasty league, or you drafted with a bunch of idiots that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. The team's great, though. I'm going to give it an A.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that team is absolutely ridiculously stacked, and you should be winning almost every single week, whether you keep the Cleveland streamers or not. Yeah, the team itself is in the A category. The presentation is in the A category. We just need a little bit of clarification, Troy. So hit me up on Twitter and let me know how you came about all of those assets there, Troy. All right, Doc, that's going to do it here for week 3. Show us your teams. Do you have any parting words for the people?
Well, Jake, I do think it would be fair to let people know that if you would like to be critiqued on this show, watching the show and seeing, maybe we'll drop hints every week of what kind of might catch our eye week to week. I would like to see more cursive personally. So if you're watching and you were like, man, I'm kind of upset, I really wanted my team to get noticed, maybe try some cursive and we may notice it next week. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm a simple man. We get a lot of submissions, Jake, a lot of submissions, and many of them we turn down excellent submissions.
Yes.
But we also drop little clues of what we're looking for. Like this is, man, you might get a little bonus up on the ranks of what we pick. So I would like to see some more cursive personally.
All right. I'm just a simple man. I just like colors. It draws my attention to it. If it's just
Colors?
basic, just color, just something colorful to look at. You know what I mean? Something for us to critique. We have a great time with it. Hopefully you enjoyed it again here this week. Looking forward to doing it next week as well. So get your submissions ready now. But for myself and the Doc, I will show us your teams. All right, and there you have it. The show us your teams for week 3. Now, I got to make sure I stress this point right here. We get a ton of submissions for these, and I wish we could do more, but we'd have like 6 hours a week of show us your teams. And I don't know if that many people want to watch that many show us your teams. And I want to make sure we have some rosters left for the rest of the season. But do me a favor, please. If you've submitted your team and you have not been selected yet, continue to resubmit it every single week. It gives you an opportunity that every single week you have a chance of being selected. Now, obviously, the bright colors, the artwork, all that kind of stuff, it draws our attention. We're simple-minded guys over here, right? We're just looking for something flashy every once in a while, but we have a lot of fun doing this. Like I said, I apologize if we haven't yet selected your team, but don't worry. We're still got, 15 weeks left of doing Show Us Your Teams. You have 15 more chances to keep submitting your roster and hopefully making it on this channel one of these days. So hopefully you enjoy that segment. We have a lot of fun doing that, but it's time to end the week. Now, we have no cooking segment this week for the simple fact that we're doing 15 videos a week right now, and with Tater being on vacation, it's just less people that can pull their weight and didn't have an opportunity to cook this week, but I'll find something delicious here right around the corner that we can all kind of cook up at our next tailgate. But until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week, enjoy some football, good luck in fantasy here this week, and we'll talk to you later.